All right. Thank you everyone for joining this session this afternoon. I know you guys probably have gone through like so many different talks today, and this is probably like one of the last few ones that we have. And you're probably gonna be very tired by now, but I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. And let's start. Okay. So my name is Robert. Today I'm joined by Lee Matthew as well, my colleague. Is one of the panelists there. And I'm a specialist pre-sales consultant with Automation Anywhere in Asia Pacific. In today's session, we'll cover the following. All right, so we have digital workforce, the concept of digital workforce. We'll talk about the automation success platform. Then we talk about briefly about selecting process for automation. And then we're also going to touch on beyond the traditional automation, right? So things like hyper automation, what are the components that we need, and what are the components that we have over here at Automation Anywhere that can help you succeed in this automation in the digital economy. Right. And then we are going to touch on the value of automation, as well as showing you some case studies, a couple of case studies from our successful customers. All right. So let's start with our vision. Our organization vision is really to fuel the future of work by unleashing human potential. And ultimately, that vision is supported by our core mission, which is to help every company build a digital workforce and succeed with their automation strategy. The outcome is that it helps your employees focus on what they do best, which is things like engaging with their customers, leveraging their creativity, and making important decisions. And for those of you who are still wondering who we are and why we do what we do, here's a brief introduction to get you acquainted. So basically, we are here to help companies adapt, succeed, and scale. We've been eating and drinking automation, and we have a proven track record of 19 years of innovation and have been recognized by Gartner as well as other analysts as a market leader in RPA for 3 years in a row. But more importantly is our customer success. We have 5,000 global customers from across the world and across the most demanding industries that choose to transform with Automation Anywhere. All of this is supported by our 3,000 partners and 2,000 employees around the world that wake up every single day working to make our customers successful. We've been trusted by global enterprises like Samsung, Coca-Cola bottles, BHP in Asia Pacific, as well as Humana, Bancolombia, and Verizon in the Americas. And last but not least, although this is a template logo, but you can see on the bottom right-hand side, it's Automation Anywhere. So we do drink our own champagne, and we become our own internal customer. So why are we here today? So the world has changed dramatically. In the 2000s, we saw the era of IT transformation. Cloud computing unlocked unprecedented speed and scale, transforming how technology companies build and consume applications. And in the last decade, there's been an intense focus on digital transformation. And with this shift towards big data, social, and mobile apps, we went from millions to trillions of interactions daily, right? So today, organizations have to rethink the way that they work again. There's a global labor shortage, a situation that's worsened even further by the pandemic. And so for most organizations, the number one topic on CEO's mind is, well, what are we going to do about the future of work and workforce transformation? We're living in a very interesting times. Many organizations have concluded that automation plays a critical role for their future. And this brings about the need to build a digital workforce to support and augment their employees. So we've really been thinking and talking to customers a lot about this concept of a digital workforce. So what is it? It's really the combination of a set of skills applied to software bots to execute activities, tasks, and operations across digital systems. For example, there are digital workers that digitize documents. There are those that upload data and share it across systems. And then there are also those that are executing thousands of tasks that we normally do on a day-to-day basis. They're all working in the background 24/7, supporting your business teams. The intention is to create a partnership between this digital workforce and your existing workforce to help ultimately provide more time for your employees to focus on customer experience, solving problems, building relationship, and also to focus on ideation and innovation, and hence also ultimately driving increased job satisfaction and business growth. This is all that we do at our company at Automation Anywhere. We focus on this automation success platform. We focus on helping organizations go establish that partnership between the digital workforce and their existing employees. We help them surface and stack rank all the processes that they've accumulated over time to go determine which ones could provide a better employee or customer experience or a level of business process efficiency. We do this through a level of skill, through our cloud-native automation platform with our trusted cloud. And we have a lot of success in helping different organizations go through this level of transformation. From an architectural standpoint, our solution, what we call Automation 360, it is a cloud-native, single end-to-end enterprise automation platform. And all of these solutions are built on top of connected, complete suite of intelligent automation applications, built on top of a trusted cloud, of course. So you can have it in AWS and GCP. You can have it on-prem as well if you'd like, right? But this is how you can leverage hyperautomation to really solve your complex business challenges. Many organizations today are sitting on a mountain of inefficiencies. There's hundreds and probably thousands of processes that they've accumulated over time, and they're really not sure how to go about addressing those business problems. So we have acquired a company called Force IQ recently that's focused around process intelligence and enterprise-grade process discovery. They'll help us understand where all the different processes that organizations are sitting on, whether they're across multiple departments or applications. Is a complex landscape, and it keeps on getting more and more difficult. And organizations need a plan on how they do, how do they surface and stack rank these processes for automation to go help them transform the business. And then when it comes to running businesses, dealing with documents is probably something that most organizations can't run away from. There's always invoices to be processed, purchase orders to be reconciled, and these processes could take up a lot of time and can sometimes be very time sensitive as well. This is why we are putting a lot of effort in helping organizations digitize and automate the extraction of the data from these documents with intelligent document processing. Ultimately, the goal is to make sure that processes that involve documents can be automated end-to-end without being a bottleneck. And then we help organizations automate these processes that we identified and prioritize, also taking into account documents that may have to be extracted as part of the end-to-end automation. With our RPA workspace, our RPA workspace is also designed to focus on user experience, right? And then the ease of use for employees of all technical skills, hence giving them the capability to implement their automation strategy even faster. We also provide a way to ensure monitoring and governance through the use of built-in analytics capability, in addition to all the business insights that organizations can also gain from the process automation that they have created. And if they want to scale even faster, there's also a bot store where they can find a wide range of pre-built components to help them start faster. we have prioritized developing a world-class employee experience powered by ARI. And this stands for the Automation Anywhere Robotic Interface. ARI is the employee's digital assistant, their single point of contact to manage all tasks that is happening in the background that are being automated and executed by bots. And this is what enables you to orchestrate your automation from front to back office and vice versa, and even across teams and across departments. Right, so zooming in into our core RPA workspace, you can see that we have a modern intuitive interface that focuses on user experience. We have architected our solution to be usable straight from your web browser, making it easily accessible. And the UI is also focused on providing a simple and easy to understand controls and configurations with low code or no code, drag and drop experience that so that organizations can actually focus on automating their processes rather than stressing about how to use the platform. And this also means that you don't necessarily have to be a Python or .NET developer to get the advantages of it. While developers can also unlock more advanced features to automate more complex processes, right? That requires more robust implementation. So let's touch a little bit on the processes that you can automate and you should automate, right? So when we talk about the process selection and prioritization, we typically recommend assessing your processes against a few factors that you can see over here on the screen. And the first one is we want to make sure that your process is rule-based and repetitive, right? And you can use processes that deals with structured or semi-structured data. So things like your data that comes from Excel, from web page, and even from some documents like invoices, right? And then we want to make sure that your process is also stable and mature so that there's not a lot of changes that's happening in the next 6 months, for example, right? Because we don't want to get into a situation where you automated these processes and then you will have to change it again after 6 months, right? And then we focus on processes that are time consuming, error prone, because this kind of process is going to give you a very high return on investment. So imagine you can automate away tasks that will require your employees to do maybe in about 1 hour or 2 hours a day, right? And these kind of processes, you can simply create your digital workers to actually execute these tasks so that your employees can actually be freed up and they can focus on more creative work, right? And then of course, processes that are of high volume. A lot of people are doing it, spans across departments, across business units, and so on. And then, of course, we want to identify processes that are of high value and mission critical so that you can be rest assured that you can sleep well while your processes are running in the background, right? Then one last thing is about the integration, right? What's most important is that we can automate all these processes without even changing any of your underlying infrastructure or applications. So you don't have to do or undergo any other projects apart from this automation. So it's going to be working on top of your existing infra and apps. We also talk about ARI briefly in the architectural diagram slide. And I just wanted to highlight the importance of having ARI as part of your automation strategy, right? So it is a digital assistant at work. It makes your automation simple and accessible to everyone in your company by adapting RPA to your way of working. Whether you have apps that you live in, the devices that you're most comfortable with, ARI gives you the robust, secure, and always-on RPA layer. A layer of simplicity, right, that appeals to everyone. With RPAs, you're sometimes limited to tasks that are repetitive and rule-based. You can definitely integrate data between your systems and automate a lot of processes, and you'll be able to get a substantial cost savings because of this. However, there's an increasing need to provide and to connect your employee to your digital workforce. And many times there are processes that requires human judgment or collaboration across different teams, or simply the need to get a second or third level of review and approval. And this is where ARI really plays a part to orchestrate all of these requirements in one single pane of glass. With this capability, you're no longer constrained when it comes to complex end-to-end process automation. And now the question is not about what you can automate anymore, but rather about how much of a business process can you automate. What I'm going to show you now is an example of how we orchestrate and automate end-to-end complex processes around employee onboarding. In this process, there are multiple teams involved, such as HR, who are driving the process initiation and review along the way, as well as IT, who provides the technical support for things like user account creation, right? And with these teams, with Automation Anywhere, you'll be able to automate the tedious work that these teams have to do, while maintaining the ability for them to collaborate and ensure that completion of the process is happening on a single pane of glass that business users can really easily interact with. So let's take a look at what that looks like.
Robert, we can't hear any audio.
Sorry, you can't hear any audio.
Yeah. You have to share audio as well.
I thought I did, but let me just do that again.
All right, please. Thank you.
So just give me a minute. Okay, let me try this again. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go to that portion again. Just bear with me. Okay, let me know when you can hear the sound.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
This is how humans and digital workers can work together to onboard a new employee. In this example, John is a new employee at Huli. Simon is the HR manager, and instead of Simon having to go through multiple systems, such as JobVite, to get the information, and then creating a new employee in Workday, and then creating all the IT accounts, Simon is actually going to be assisted by a set of digital workers. What you're going to see is that Simon requests candidate information from JobVite. A digital worker actually gets that for him. Simon can confirm all the details, and a set of digital workers create John's employee information in Workday, create all the standard IT accounts for John, and routes it to IT for approval. And finally, Simon gets a confirmation that all the accounts were provisioned correctly, and John gets a welcome email. Let's take a look at this in action. Simon logs into ARI, and upon logging in, he sees multiple processes available to him through the ARI interface. One of those processes is employee onboarding. but each and every one of these processes, when he clicks on them, goes across multiple systems, and he is able to access them all from a single screen. He clicks on Employee Onboarding. He then has to provide the details of the candidate ID. And that triggers a digital worker that works in the background, so Simon can continue doing whatever work he wants to do. He can be talking to other employees if necessary. And the digital worker logs into JobVite, retrieves all the information about this particular candidate. A message box from the bot appears on the screen, verifying all the information retrieved. This information comes right back into Ari, so Simon can confirm it. Instead of Simon having to copy and paste the information from JobVite and then put that into other systems, this is now all automated. There are no errors that happen. There is no copy-paste to be done. But what Simon is able to do is modify the information that comes back from JobVite. And in this particular case, what he is going to do is confirm the employee location and job function. In this case, the employee will be in New York and will work in pre-sales. Once Simon hits the submit button, a set of digital workers gets triggered. One goes into Workday, creates the information for John in Workday, and actually assembles all the information for John in Workday. And then goes into several back-end systems, creating all the IT requests for systems that need to be approved, such as access to SAP, access to ServiceNow, and so on. Once all of this has happened, Simon gets a confirmation back that all the work has been completed, and John receives a welcome email.
All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, and that really shows you how we can really automate end-to-end complex processes, right? So the processes that we automate, typically I would say it has no limit. I mean, there are some things that of course you'll have to do manually, but then most of the things that you do on your computer, most of the tasks that you do digitally on your electronic devices should be and could be automated, right? So that's about it. And next up, I'd like to touch a little bit on the value of automation, right? Many people simply think about cost savings as the benefit of doing automation. However, there's still many other benefits that you can gain from automation. Cost savings itself allows you to optimize your labor costs and increase your capacity without even increasing your headcount. So you'll be able to execute your processes with speed, accuracy, 24/7 all throughout the year, which in turn also help you improve your compliance posture, your controls, auditability, as well as eliminating the risk of human errors, and hence reducing the potential risk of regulatory and financial penalties. There are also benefits in terms of process quality and efficiency, delivering business intelligence through automation, and of course, definitely enabling digital transformation through hyper-automation. And ultimately, you'll be able to enhance your employee morale and also your customer experience. But don't just take our word for it. Many of our customers in the region has actually embarked on their automation journey with us and realized the value of automation. There's no restriction in terms of what industry your business is in. You could be doing financial services, manufacturing, BPOs, contact center, or even something in the energy sector, for example, right? So you'll be able to reap the benefits just as well. And one example here is ANZ. They have been with us since the early era of automation, way back in, I don't know, maybe a decade ago or something. And now they have developed thousands of bots and managed to decrease the level of human involvement significantly, while also decreasing the time required to execute their processes. And as a result, they've managed to save millions in cost avoidance and also freed 2 FTEs daily, right? And if you add this up, it's going to be a lot of savings in a year. We also have some customers trying it and having a good results as well, right? So company like Taskas, right, a global BPO, they're actually in charge of handling customer support as one of their many services to their clients, and they use RPA and Automation Anywhere in general to actually help them do this. Their main objective is to deliver efficient, high quality services to help their customers retain a competitive edge. However, they are having trouble optimizing results due to all the manual processes that agents in the front office struggle with, while servicing the requests. And RPA alone sometimes couldn't address this issue, right? Because of the nature of front office processes being more variable and reliant on human decision making. And it wasn't until they implemented a digital assistant, which is ARI, right, for every employee, that they were able to automate many of the customer service processes through human bot collaborations. That's why I was saying that, ARI is very important in your automation strategy. And by enabling their employees with access to these automation, they were able to improve handling times and increase the engagement in customer conversations, and hence delivering the results that you see on the screen here. Right, so we are here to help you answer the question, what will you automate next? We've seen many organizations from various industries enjoy tremendous success with their automation journey, powered by hyper automation and partnership with Automation Anywhere. There's so many functional areas that you can automate within your organizations, and the sky is really the limit. And we will partner with you every step of the way in your automation journey. All right, so you don't have to worry about missing any steps or not knowing how to do the automation and things like that. And so with that, I'll close this presentation, and I hope that you got some useful takeaways from this session, and will be great.